right, welcome everyone to Brothers and Boss Battles bonus levels, our second bonus levels episode. In these bonus level episodes, we'll be discussing the lighter side of video games because they're so heavy otherwise, where we'll be doing drafting episodes and ranking episodes and things like that. Just having a good funnel discussion, us three brothers, with regard to video games. Today, what we're doing is our N64 games draft. We're in the throes of the MLB postseason, so we've decided to choose 9 games each. The way it works is we did a riveting round of rock, paper, scissors prior to recording here. So we have an order, and we're going to do a snake draft where we each choose 9 games in the N64 catalog. We'll then put them up on our social medias. That's X and Instagram at Bros Boss Battles, BROS Boss Battles, and let the listeners vote on which one they think has the best lineup of video games from the N64. All right, guys, this should be pretty fun. That predetermined rock, paper, scissors order was me first, Tom second, and Pete third. And just, some ground rules. The main ground rule that we're going to follow is one game per series. So you can't pick Mario Party 1, Mario Party, someone else Mario Party 2, or one person picking multiple Mario parties, or I'm just using that because there's multiple on the platform. But we're going to keep it to that. So all right, I am number 1. Let me get my handy list of N64 games here. Now, this might be a little odd for a number 1, but this game is great, and it spawned a fantastic series. So one that we love very much, and it has all your favorite Nintendo characters, superstars, all battling it out with each other. And my first pick in this N64 games draft is Super Smash Brothers.
Can't say I'm surprised there.
Yeah,
that would have been my number 1 pick if I had the number 1 pick.
Mine as well.
Oh wow! All right, I didn't. As you'll learn in future Brothers and Boss Battles episodes, this is a favorite amongst us. We had in later renditions started out like a whole draft, and just had hours and hours of fun playing this game. And it all started here with the N64 with sort of limited amount of characters, but all of the bests, and was still a really fun game back in the day. So Super Smash Brothers is my number 1. It was obviously everyone's number 1, but sorry, I got the pick. All right, Tom, what's your number 1?
So I'm going to go with the game that we actually covered in our 3D platformers category, and this is the one that I picked as the number 1 game in the category. So I'm going with Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Ooh, I don't know how
interesting.
I don't know how many people would have that as number 1, but all right, kind of a sleeper ace.
So
tell us your thoughts, Tom. Tell us your thoughts as to why Conker gets your number 1 pick.
Yeah, I think this was just a unique game. Nothing quite like it on the console. Obviously there were other 3D platformers, but this one had a unique spin on it and distinct charm to it. And it was good enough to get a remake on the Xbox. And honestly, it's a shame that they haven't done anything else with it, with that series, further than that remake. But keep your fingers crossed that maybe someday we'll get something.
All right, Pete, your number 1 pick in the draft.
Alrighty, I'm glad that you said Conker, because when you started your spiel, I thought you were going to go with my number 2 game on my board, which is one of my favorite games of all time. Another game we covered, and that's Donkey Kong 64.
I knew that's where you were going when you were giving your spiel. So
very good.
Yeah, I figured that one would go early.
And I would
such a great game.
I would advise our listeners to go back to our first block of episodes where we discuss N64 3D platformers, and Conker's Bad Fur Day and Donkey Kong 64 were both featured in two of the episodes there. We'll see if the other game that was featured in that block makes it to this list.
Hmm.
All
Could be
right,
a
Pete,
sleeper pick.
could be. Hey, it's a good game whether we liked it or not. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's hailed as a good game. So all right,
Okay,
since we're
so
doing Snake, Pete, you go again.
yep. Now here's where it gets tricky for me. I can go in a lot of different directions. So I want to make sure I get a Pokemon game in my catalog. So I'm gonna go with Pokemon Stadium.
Oh,
It's just everybody and their mother was playing Red and Blue, and this was a companion to that game. So I think it's just really a staple for any N64 catalog.
very good, Tom.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna go with one that's not really something that you think of when you think of the N64, but I'm gonna go with Resident Evil 2.
Not surprised that Resident Evil went pretty quick.
Not really
Yeah.
known
Guys?
for the N64 version, which notably had worse like sound and graphics, but
Yeah,
still
the
a good
game is
game.
just so good. Yeah, that I could look beyond those shortcomings.
All right. Well, I'm going to go next. And this isn't really a game that we played too much of, which is surprising because it's an iconic character, an iconic Nintendo character, and a game that's hailed pretty highly. But, I think it'll get me some votes on the from the listeners. So I'm going to go with it. And that is Mario 64.
Also, not surprised that went pretty early. Now we all have a 3D platformer in our catalog. And then Ant, you can double up.
Oh, double up time. You're right. All right. Do, 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 do. Well, I'm gonna go with maybe the second most popular Nintendo character, or up there, top five. And choose one of their games. That will be Ocarina of Time. I know Tom was a big fan of this game.
Good choice. Yeah, I wanted to get a Zelda game in there, but I guess I can't now.
Well, there is another, I believe. I don't think you
Yeah.
played it.
But are we considering those the same series?
Mm,
I think so.
all right.
Well, there you go.
All right.
All right, so it is my turn now. I want to go with an iconic Nintendo character that we haven't really seen in a while. I want to go with Star Fox 64.
Ooh,
This was a fun game, and I think it's pretty much regarded as the best Star Fox game.
Yeah, this was a good game. Okay, here I think I'm gonna in an NFL draft they say double tap. I'm gonna double tap receiver. I'm gonna double tap to awesome multiplayer party type games. So my number 3 pick, Mario Kart N64, and then my number 4 pick will be GoldenEye 007.
ugh, damn you. That's a good one. It was going to probably be my next pick.
Man, feeling good about
wasn't-
my team so far.
What's that?
I'm feeling good about my team of games so far.
Mhm. All right, Tom, fourth pick.
I'm going to go with WWF No Mercy.
All right.
Good one.
WWF slash WWE on there. All right, I have 2 picks now. This one, I don't think you guys are going to pick this game, but I'm going to take it now anyway because it deserves a high spot in my mind, and I, want to make sure you guys don't pick it. So I'm going to go with Star Wars Rogue Squadron, which was a fantastic game. Probably more fun than some of the more recent modern Star Wars games that have come out, but really cool with the all of the Star Wars vehicles and really added to that layer of Star Wars gaming, because really prior to that, a lot of it was just platformers, and there was like the old Star Wars arcade game that was sort of had flight simulator kind of things in it, but graphics weren't great, obviously, and stuff. So this really catapulted it to to a really fun game.
I made a draft board of like 30 or so games, and that wasn't even one of them.
Wow, Tom, was that like even in your mind?
that
Oh,
wasn't
okay. I could have saved it for
consideration.
ninth then, but all right.
All right, moving on.
What's that?
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. So this one, I think I'm gonna go with this one that I'm going to pick now, because I could see Pete definitely picking this one, and I'm gonna go with NFL Blitz.
Oh no! I think that was going to be my next pick.
Nice. I got you back for GoldenEye.
Maybe we could talk trade later.
No trades. It's a snapshot in time of who has the better team. No trades allowed. All right, Tom, you might want to take a while so Pete could rethink his fifth pick.
Well, I am torn between two games, but I think I'm going to go with Mario Tennis.
Pete, is that allowed?
Yeah, that's allowed.
Okay.
Why? What game that was selected would be considered?
No, I guess because it's a sports Mario, even though we have had Marios.
Yeah, it's okay if you have Mario's as long as it's not like
The same series. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you, rules clarifier. That's a good one, Tom.
okay. I don't know how great that a pick that was. I mean, no one said Mario Party yet, right? So I'm going to go with Mario Party 3.
Or i.e. the Mario Party series, based on our rules.
Yes. And I feel like I have a lot of multiplayer now, party type games, so I want to pick a good solo player game. So I'm going to go with Mega Man 64.
Ooh.
I had that on my list too.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Of course, that's the 64 version, basically, of Mega Man Legends, which we all pretty much liked back in the day.
Right. Yeah, that was a great game. Not nearly as popular as the Mega Man platformer series, but still really fun and unique. Tom.
All right, I'm going to go with one that's probably not really known for the N64, but I'm going with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
That was on my list as well.
Yep, at the top of my draft board. Remaining games.
I was going to say, it's at the top 7. All right, Tom. All right. I have 2 back to back. Let's see what we're going to go with here. All right. I'm going to kind of go with another sleeper. And that will be Rampage World Tour.
Oh, good one.
Yeah,
that was
an interesting choice.
One we all really enjoyed too back in the day.
Yeah,
fun game.
Yeah,
it's like simple
Mindless,
and kind of a dumb game, but it's fun. It's got the 3 different monsters that you just kind of break up a town and smash things. So it was cool. It was fun. All right, now I have another pick. This will be my seventh person in the lineup, and I do not yet have a Pokemon game, so I'm going to go with another game that we covered on our podcast during our offshoot Pokemon episodes, and that game will be Pokemon Snap, which was fun, fun and unique, and another good game. Check out our old episode on that. It was pretty entertaining, and we give our thoughts on it. You'll know why I picked it.
That was a good pick. I'm surprised it lasted until round 7.
Yeah. Tom?
Yeah, right. I'm going to go with Paper Mario.
Ooh,
getting an RPG in there.
Good one.
That's good, yeah. RPG. Change things up a bit.
Okay. I don't think this would be on any of yours lists, but I'm going to go with it here because I missed out on NFL Blitz. I'm going to do Ken Griffey Jr.'s Slugfest. I definitely need a sports game in here, so.
That's a good one. And your second pick?
All right. This will be my eighth round pick.
8th round. 8th place batter.
I'm going to go with another sleeper pick. This one was a little fearful that one of you may have had this on your lists. So I want to take this before you guys get a chance with your last pick. And that is Clay Fighters Sculptor's Cut. So we had Clay Fighters for Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
And it's just a fighting game, but with fun characters.
Made of clay.
I think this Sculptor's Cut was it like a Blockbuster thing or something? I think it's like goes for like $1,000, like just the cartridge. And if you have the box, it goes for even more.
Oh, wow. I did not know about that, but that's interesting.
Yeah. Was that on either of yours radars or?
No, I knew about it, but I would have probably just overall gone with Clay Fighters just because we're more familiar with it. But good pick. It's a good game. Good fighting game.
Yeah, I came across it when I was, looking through the list of games, but it wasn't something that I was considering.
All right, Tom, 8th pick.
But a game that I was considering was, I'm gonna go with Gex 3.
Ooh.
That was at the top of my draft board actually. Like currently.
Not too top. All right, Tom, any reason why?
Just a fun game. It has all the, character with some good personality. And it was definitely a game that fit the era, with platforming and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right.
It was really good game.
All right. I have my last 2 picks then. I have, oh man, I have a few games that I want to pick because I like them. I have other picks that are sort of sleeper picks. I have other picks that I know others will like and perhaps garner me some votes, but that I don't really like. But if you're kind of trying to be objectively good in a list, it might be games to pick. I'm gonna go with a game more of sort of my liking. And since I don't have a racing game, I'm going to pick Diddy Kong Racing.
It's good late round pick, in my opinion.
And I think to close it out for me, and I am going sort of politician-y and just trying to get the vote. And I'm picking Banjo-Kazooie as my 9th place hitter. And check out our N64 3D platformer block of episodes, which were the first 4. If you want to get a little bit more background on why I prefaced my pick with that narrative.
I would have considered taking that one my last pick if you didn't,
if
I'm being honest.
All right, Tom, your last pick.
So there's a game that that I want to pick because I have fond memories of it, even though it's like not a game that would really be on anyone's list.
Well, hold that. If you wind up not picking it, you got to tell us after the draft. But if you pick it, then that's 2 birds.
I'm just gonna pick it. So I'm going with Fighting Force 64.
Never heard of it.
It's like it was like a modern day Streets of Rage. It was like a beat 'em up, but it was 3D. And they have like 4 characters that you could control.
Yeah,
I think we rented it back in the day on the PS1, not even the N64. But
yeah. I don't remember having that for anything, but that's cool. You might get some votes on that. Some of these cult games are sometimes they're more liked than some of the mainstreamers. All right, Pete, your last pick. Round out your team.
All right. I have a lot of options here, none that I'm in love with. I'm going to go with the game that's pretty classic. You could pick up and play. Everyone's got to have some level of enjoyment playing this game, and that's a Dr. Mario 64.
That was on my list.
You can't go wrong with a Dr. Mario game, I think.
Yeah. All right. All right. Very good. So as I mentioned, we will put these up on our social media, our 3 lists, and we ask you to, hopefully you enjoyed it, and you'll want to, give us your thoughts. You hit that vote button on one of our selections. Let us know what grouping of N64 games you find the best. Which ones would you want to have if those are the only 9 you could have? And be cool, and we'll publish that all there. Before we wrap up completely, do you guys want to talk about any of the games that might have been on your list that just didn't quite make it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So one that I had that I was debating in the last spot was going to be Yoshi's Story.
Mm.
And then also, I was also thinking Doom 64.
Doom 64 I had on my list too. I was also thinking, like, this is a huge game. We really aren't fans of regular car racing as opposed to kart racing, but Cruising USA was pretty big for N64. So that I did have as sort of like a crowd favorite sort of pick that just didn't make it. There was Mortal Kombat Trilogy for the N64. That would, I think would have been liked. And the Perfect Dark, of course, another rare game, was pretty popular. My 2 more like sleeperish picks that I wish I had gotten onto the list but didn't were Paperboy. We actually had like the old Tiger handheld game of that, which I loved. It was like one of the better of those Tiger, weird sort of like almost like Game and Watch type games. And then Spider-Man, which was a pretty cool game, and the Spider-Man, great character. And then just sort of the 3D really worked for him more so than a lot of those like NES Spider-Man games that were out there.
Yeah, so I'm surprised no one got Pokemon Puzzle League on their list.
Well,
I thought about it.
Yeah, but me and you, Pete, at least we had Pokemon. Tom skipped out on the Pokemon.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have
you guys got the
Pokemon representation in Smash Brothers.
Mm.
I was also considering Madden, because Madden's great, even though we never played on 64.
Yeah.
Bomberman 64. I don't know. Bomberman's kind of fun.
I was considering that one too, because it's just a good, easy to pick up party game or a multiplayer game.
And then finally a game that we had, I guess, on PlayStation, but Bust a Move 99, where you're
it was cool,
shooting the bubbles. It's like a puzzle type game. So
cool.
Those are
all right.
All right.
Well, we'll leave it up to the fans now, who will get the best team here, or who has the best team. Check us out on Instagram and X at Bros Boss Battles. That's BROS Boss Battles. You can check out our website at brothersandbossbattles.com. We have a YouTube page, Brothers and Boss Battles, and give us your thoughts. We'd love to hear you, and we'll put the results up on all of those social media. Check us out on our regular episodes, Brothers and Boss Battles, a video game showdown. We are in the midst of our survival horror series, and you can listen to those. Stay tuned for what's in store in the new year. All right, everyone. Have a good one.